The new year, everybody, get ready to celebrate. It's the new year. As you can see, I have. I'm all ready for the new year, guys. Got my decorations going on. I mean, I couldn't afford the most up to date background. So, I mean, it's a little old, but Happy New Year. So it's not that far away from 2019. I mean, hey, look, we got to make do with what we can afford now. They told me they'd remove the watermark. I don't know why that's still on there, but my guys are on it. I paid, like $1,500 for this background, and watermark's still on there. I guess that's, not a great start to the new year, but anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yep, I am a Mossad agent. I mean, there's a lot of us out there right now, and they just told me to say I am. Like, it's fine if I just say it, it's fine. So I was like, all right, I guess, not enough people really watch the podcast for it to matter, so there you go. I mean, might as well tell you at the beginning of the next year, which I don't know if the algorithm's going to get thrown off because of this old 2019 background, but I mean, look, we can't all afford the big fancy stuff. I mean, I don't have a big studio, but yeah, I just wanted to start off with reverb because last video somebody commented they something like reverb, not enough energy, I'm out, or something like that. I do wish it was gonna be 2019. I mean, that was the last year before the big event. That was the last year before
the big event happened.
And those last year we were free when you think about it. We had not a care in the world. I mean, really, like, yeah, it was way better. Like, I mean, no, there was a lot of cultural fighting still going on, but there wasn't, everything got more expensive. I don't think we had really that many worries about the economy back then. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, not as many, and everything just seems worse now. Everything, like, everything. I mean, everything, customer service in every aspect of society is worse than it was in 2019. So here's hoping that 2016 is better, guys. Come on, guys. Celebrate. Yeah, like, well, I took went to see family around the holidays. Took an Amtrak. That was a mistake. Usually they're faster, more comfortable. I mean, it is hard to find a spot, like, and they do get expensive if you get them. But they're mostly expensive. Like, I lucked out and, like, I guess I got it in enough time where it wasn't crazy. And I'm glad I did because it was a pretty shitty experience. Like, apparently they're working on upgrading the Amtrak lines or something. Maybe I should Google that because it's been pretty terrible. I mean, I looked it up. They're upgrading they were supposed to make a new fleet of next generation trains in 2026, but there's all these delays now. And apparently that means that all the rest of the trains and service is just shit. And it is not cheap to go on Amtrak. I mean, I think people think it is, or it used to be. Like, maybe it used to be, and that's why people act like, it was cheap. Like, oh yeah, just go around the country on Amtrak. It's like no money. And I mean, that's just not true. I mean, I go from New York to Philly, and that's over 100 if I am not early looking for a ticket. I mean, it's usually, and there were some of the newer trains too that were like $300 a ticket or something. And you know what I realized? Like, things are so shitty now and everything's running worse since the year after, since 2020, that like, I think everything is going to be just shit and get worse and worse, but then they're going to have more expensive options. Like, everything's changed, guys. We're going to start over, turn a new leaf. Especially here at Aguyinhisroom, we're going to, hey, donate to the cause. We really just want to get the message out there to donate to Aguyinhisroom USA. Now, it's my new organization. It's what Charlie would have wanted. He would have wanted you to donate to me to take over his. Hey, I'm spreading his message. Just I thought I'd just do a new video. I got a comment last time. On the last video, I actually got some comments on that. So thank you to anybody that saw that. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. Like, see yourself out. Go. Feel free to unfollow, guys. Do people still say that? Like, was that a thing that died out? Feel free to unfollow. Well, I guess they probably do still. If you believe this, I don't believe this, but if you believe this, feel free to unfollow. That's the world we're in now. Everything is like, people can't wait to cut off people out of their life. It doesn't really matter too much online, People that you're friends with online, most of them are just like bots or something. But people love to cut people off now, Like sometimes I'll, I was mentioned to a coworker, yeah, I saw family on the holidays. They were like, yeah, I don't really, basically said they don't talk to family anymore, just friends. Like, and I get if you have a toxic family, but like, that was like the second coworker who said like people in their family don't speak to them anymore. I just think it's now a thing. Like, people almost look for reasons to like cut people out of their lives. Like, hey, listen, if you criticize Erika Kirk, you can go ahead and unfollow, cause I'm done. Yeah. So speaking of Erika Kirk, I was watching stuff about that recently, and I'm just wondering, like, let's really get to the bottom of this, guys. Let's do a Aguyinhisroom Investigates episode. I'm gonna really get to the deep into Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk. It's a deep expose, and I am, because I have this music going. If I didn't have that music going, I'd probably just do a normal episode. But I'm deep diving on this, guys. I'm a content creator, professional YouTube investigator, because it's like I'm making fun of that, but like, it seems like only YouTubers now are like, or people on, I don't know, TikTok maybe, like, are the only people doing any kind of investigating ever now. Like, apparently you just had the Somali Fraud in Minnesota, and it was just like a guy, some content creator, like, went there, and that's how it got noticed. Like, and like, even true crime documentaries now, it'll just be like, everybody on there will be like, this person's name, and then YouTube, or it'll be like content creator. That's like all they do. Like, all these shows have now are just like on people that actually look into stuff that aren't the actual police. And so Erika Kirk, don't really like. I was interested in this stuff. Like, I was kind of just like not looking into it for a while, because I was getting annoyed at like Candace Owens and all these people like going out of their way to like say something went on. But now the more they say like, "Hey, don't talk about this," then I just looked it up because that's like whenever people, especially like authorities or the media, is like, "Don't talk about this," then I just look it up. Like, what? Like, it's never like it doesn't work. You know, when has that ever worked? Like, hey, stop, guys. All right, well, the internet is just gonna stop now. We're just gonna stop talking about it. But so yeah, it is seeming weird now. I mean, at first I was seeing Erika Kirk give a couple speeches. Like, I was like, oh wow, that's that made sense because she's like, I guess the head of Turning Point now, and had a big. I thought, oh, she's trying to like show that like she's stronger than she's not gonna just sit there and let that destroy the message or whatever. Like, just so I thought, oh, that's like cool that she gave a speech, and like I was seeing people criticize her like crying on camera and stuff, and I was like, oh, I mean, come on. But now I'm like, this is a little too much now. And I'm not saying I'm like totally. I'm not saying she had anything to do with it, or I'm not saying I'm like on the Candace Owens train or anything. But I mean, I think that's overblown too. Like, I looked up some clips of Candace Owens and then one interview she did with like Dave Smith, and she seemed pretty normal. Like, I don't like, maybe I didn't watch the ones where she's going crazy or something, but like, again, this is another case of like the more you protest, the more sketchy it seems. Like, I just don't understand what she's doing. I know everybody's saying like, oh, she's the head of the organization, but it's like, why would you have to like every day go out there in the public eye and do constant events and speeches over and over again? Like, I mean, I get doing some of them or whatever, although you would think she would take some time off. Even Candace Owens in the interview I just listened to with Dave Smith, she was like, I had to take a couple weeks off the show because I was upset. Eric didn't even do that. Like, and maybe, Candace could be lying. I don't know. But Erika right away went in the public eye, which I thought like, oh, that's kind of, maybe she's trying to be inspiring and show that like, that's not gonna, destroy the message or whatever. But now it just seems like now she's almost doing more appearances to address the critics, and like it comes off like a politician's campaign to me. And I'm not saying she is. I mean, look, it doesn't look good. It looks like she enjoys the attention. It looks like she's all about the power of it. Like, I mean, I don't know how else you can like explain it. I mean, doing these like town halls and stuff where it was like, I looked up a bunch of interviews with her, like, and some she's like more subdued, and then now recently she's just angry, which is, I mean, that's I don't understand what's going on. Like, first she was like, oh, I forgive this shooter, and now she's like angry and look glaring, and everybody's making fun of it. And they are also making fun of her over the top pyrotechnic and stuff, and it should be made fun of. That's really weird. I mean, it does come off like a mega church kind of thing to me, which it isn't even uncommon. Like, they act that way, but I don't think Charlie Kirk did. So it's like reinventing everything already. Like, it just happened, and it's like I almost keep forgetting that it just happened like a couple months ago or something, September or something. Yeah, it was like September 10th, I think. And she's already like doing this tour, like constantly out there, like more than even I think Kamala was doing a campaign for, more than Biden for sure. Like, you would think she's campaigning for something. And I don't know that much about Charlie Kirk except like like I heard this stuff where he was like kind of criticizing Israel, and they went super hard on him, and he was like, well, this is all, I guess, rumors. I haven't seen like evidence or anything, but like, so this is pretty. You know what I gotta say? Like, I ever since that whole October 7th thing, the whole Gaza Israel attack, I was more annoyed at the far left people who were like Palestine, pro-Palestine people, because they were doing all these like hysterical protesting, like going up to like Jewish people and stuff. And now I'm like, I mean, I'm not for that. I'm not for that still. But I also don't understand why like everyone has to bow to Israel like so hard. Like I don't like Trump is like awarding him a medal or something. Like I was just looking it up in the news here. Trump to receive Israel Prize and break from tradition. So now Netanyahu is awarding an Israel prize to Donald Trump. Like, what is going on? This was supposed to be like their battle. Trump rings in the new year with Netanyahu. Netanyahu among partygoers at Trump's New Year's Eve. What is happening? Trump warns U.S. could strike Iran again following talks with that. And that's something apparently Charlie Kirk argued to not attack Iran. And now he's gone. And I'm not saying that's related. I'm not saying that's related, but I don't know, What's going on there? You guys have to think about that? What's going on there? Trump and Netanyahu. What is happening there? Aguyinhisroom investigates the Israel enigma. What's going on with Israel, guys? I don't know much about them versus Palestine. Like, I've heard about that for years. I'm like, all right, I know they hate each other. And now it's just like, we have to think about it all the time. Like, it seems like there's not a day that we can't think about Israel. Like, every day something is in the news. Like, oh, Israel, Netanyahu goes here. Trump said this about it. It's like, what is happening? Trump says Hamas must disarm very soon or there will be hell to pay. So, yeah, this is what I heard of, that he was, God forbid, Charlie was kind of criticizing Israel maybe, or he wasn't like, he was kind of, like, he wasn't even that. And, Candace Owens got fired from Daily Wire, and so did Brett Cooper. And I swear I feel like it's both of them might have just slightly criticized Israel, and that's it. Like, what is going on? Like, Ben Shapiro is going against right-wing anti-Semitism. Because if you say anything about Israel, guys, look, we have to stop the anti-Semitism. Like, just anywhere you go into a grocery store and just say that, announce it. And the ADL, like, okay, so when Kanye first started to go with his Jewish stuff, he started to constantly talk about that. The ADL went out and was like, this can't be said. It's like, dude, like, you're annoying. Like, the ADL has always annoyed me because they act like everything is anti-Semitic. Like, every single comment that slightly criticizes Israel, which Israel doesn't. Like, why does criticizing Israel equal anti-Semitism, Like, why can somebody not say, hey, I don't feel like going to war and fighting with Israel donating constant money to Israel and constantly talk about, like, he's a woke conservative. Like, everything Ben Shapiro is just, like, always wearing that hat. He's always like, I'm talking about Israel and Jewishness. It's like,
message of justice and Isaiah's message of hope, the people who represent the root of the values of the West, the people who preserve the tradition thousands of years old stretching back to Sinai, the people of the Ten Commandments and the splitting of the Red Sea.
What would this guy do if he wasn't Jewish? Like, Just be a conservative?
Tell you what those words mean. They mean I'm a child of the people of the book, the people who brought the world Moses' message
Yes.
of freedom and Jeremiah's message of justice.
All right, we get we get it. You know, it's like I looked up Ben Shapiro. I think YouTube favors him because there's like nothing criticizing him coming up here. Oh, now Ben Shapiro claims there is no ties between Epstein and Israel. Look, unless you're an idiot, like there's something there with Epstein and Israel and Ghislaine or Ghislaine Maxwell. Like her dad was like worked with the Mossad. I mean, this isn't even a conspiracy. It's just like what is reality. So like Epstein was clearly not some genius investor. Like no one's buying this. Period. All right, play the fucking clip.
The Israeli government paid reparations to the people who were killed. If you look at the actual military record of what happened on the USS Liberty, it was clearly a mistaken and tragic attack. The people who frequently cite the USS Liberty, however, are not talking about the specifics of...
You do not mistake an American ship for a foreign one when our flag is flying.
So,
yeah.
You can spend the rest of the time talking about the specifics of the U.S. Liberty attack, or you can actually go look at the naval investigations that were done. Multiple naval pilots talking to each other. As soon as they realize that it's an American ship, they call off the attack, they speed a ship to try and help the USS Liberty.
I don't know anything about this. Like, I don't know. I don't think the most important thing in the world is stopping everyone from criticizing Israel. And also just always saying that it's anti-Semitic. Like, oh, you can't question that because you hate all Jews. I don't trust any of these people anymore, really, though, so just don't, guys. I just don't, guys.
I'm Ben Shapiro, I'm Jewish. Hi, I'm Ben Shapiro, Jewish.
I have to wear that hat every time you see me. I have to wear the Jewish hat. I mean, I just don't get, like, doing, like, a tour, going around on shows and telling people, hey, stop talking about this. Like, guys, stop. Hey, internet, stop. Also, you can't say anything about Israel, okay? That's all I have to say. I do actually get annoyed at all the, like, Israel stuff. Just, I'm sick of seeing it all the time. But, like, what is going on with the fucking Israel stuff? Like, why do we have to do, like, all we do anymore is, like, either fund them or, like, yeah, and so, like, that town hall that Erika Kirk did, you know, for some reason, Jewish people were brought up, like, for a bunch of that. And, like, she was just, like, in the middle of it. Oh, by the way, somebody did something to a Jewish girl. Isn't that terrible? And then it brought, like, the dad on stage.
Bob Milgram is the father of Sarah Milgram. Sarah was fatally shot last May outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C.
And by the way, this is a town hall with Erika Kirk. It should be about Charlie. It should be about, you know, like, I don't know. I get addressing the criticism because it's supposed to be, like, why? Well, first of all, why do one? Why, you know? What, you shouldn't care about the public. Look, your husband just got, like, taken out in front of everybody. Saw the video. Like, I don't even follow Charlie Kirk, and, you know, it was a horrible video. It was a horrible thing to happen. Why do you need to do town halls and, like, constant interviews and, like, respond to theories about what happened? Why? Now, I don't know if Candace Owens, like, did she even say, like, oh, I think Erika set this up? Like, was there anything like that? I mean, apparently she talked to Candace Owens talked to Erika Kirk too recently, and people are upset that she talked to her for some reason. And now you know what's funny in this in this town hall? They were like, "What do you say to the people peddling conspiracy theories like Candace Owens. Like, why did they say? I mean, that's one hell of a way to talk down about any kind of criticism. Is like, and I know, like, this does remind me of like the Alex Jones Sandy Hook thing a little bit, except, I mean, that was worse, I guess, because it was going after parents and saying they acted or whatever. And people were thinking Erika's acting. And I have to say, a lot of the clips I saw of Erika do come off like she's performing. Like, and I'm not even saying she is faking, like being upset. But these videos, you can tell it's like a performance. It's what a politician does. Like this town hall, just how she comes off, like angry the whole. It's just like it had to be a choice on purpose, because then in other videos she's like, just like smiling and stuff, and maybe they told her, hey, people are saying you're too happy, act serious. But we did, like, why do you care? Your husband was murdered. And your thought shouldn't be like, how do I come off the best way? How do I change public perception? Like, what is the point of, like, okay, I know you're doing, like, I guess you're in charge of his organization, but, like, how is that even going to continue? Like, from what I know about Charlie Kirk, he just, like, tried to change people's opinions, and he treated them like equals, and he wanted people to come together, which is a bad thing, by the way. Because, like, what I'm noticing now is, like, so for a while I was like, the left's crazy, what's going on with the left, like, woke is crazy or whatever, and now I'm just like, both sides are ridiculous now. I do still think the left is more extreme, obviously, but, like, it's kind of a giant psyop for us to, like, be doing this party stuff, like, hey, the right and the left, you know, the left is crazy. That's the problem. Like, we got to go after these left people. But that's basically like what, you know, it's kind of a psyop in my, opinion. It's like, why, like, they want us to fight each other like this. Like, that's clearly what's going on. Anybody, any kind of leader or any kind of public figure that's like, hey, guys, let's talk and get together and not talk down to the other side. Like, he was, so I kind of wish, like, I wish I followed Charlie Kirk when he was alive, because, I mean, I'm not, yeah, I guess I'm not, like, I don't know, Christian conservative group follower guy. Like, I'm not, like, going to donate money or whatever, but, like, he apparently was being human with them and being like, let's get together. And, people describe, well, I heard Candace Owens even describe him. Like, he was real, he was, like, genuine, which is not a thing in politics. It's not a thing on either side. Like, if it is a thing, those people do not stand a chance of winning any kind of election. And if you are a public figure actually wanting people to come together, you will get taken out. Like, it's happened over and over. Martin Luther King Jr., I guess John Lennon, sort of. Anybody preaching, like, let's come together, let's put our differences aside, like, you're not going to stand, you're not going to last very long. Like, be careful. Have an entourage, I guess. Ironically, the more peaceful you are and the more wanting people to come together you are, the more your life is in danger, okay? Like, the more you're one-sided and like, hey, you know what the problem is? These leftists. Go after them, even though they're just as poor as you are. It's all like, and ignore class. Don't think about income or, like, the huge wealth divide. And I'm not, that's another thing. Not to go off on a million tangents, but I've been talking about that before. Like, the Occupy movement was like, it's like I agreed with that, except that the answer everybody goes to is like, so socialism, right? And I'm like, no, that doesn't work. We can't be like that. I mean, in some weird reality where we're a different species or something, maybe an alien race could, like, do socialism, but we can't. Like, we're not going to be people aren't going to be content with like everyone having the same, like, somebody super talented and somebody inept get the same exact income and the same exact everything. Like, that is not going to work. People resent you. It's not fair. We are all different individuals. We're not a hive mind like maybe some alien species might be. They could do socialism all they want. No one's going to be fine with that. Like, oh, I worked really hard, 80 hours this week, but this other guy worked, like, sat on his ass, and we're both getting the same exact result. But yeah, so that's the answer isn't socialism. But we shouldn't ignore class. That's all we keep doing. We just are like, oh, you believe this? Well, you're bad. When that has nothing to do with anything, and, but yeah, that's apparently how Charlie Kirk was treating people, like with like dignity and respect, and he was nice to even the other side. That is gonna get you taken out. I mean, if you start and then he starts criticizing Israel, what else is he gonna say? I mean, I'm not saying they definitely did anything, but the fact that she's getting pushed so hard is a little weird to me. Like, I've never heard of her before. I mean, there is video clips of him with her in videos, but like now it's like she's like in the spotlight more than he ever was, And I know his death is going to obviously make her more in the public eye, but like she's choosing it. Like, these people that are like, hey guys, come on, she has an organization to lead. She doesn't have to do this way. Like, it doesn't make sense. What if she signed a contract like, hey, every day you have to go out there. If somebody criticizes you, you have to go out there and address it and seem angry again or something. Like, oh, you weren't angry now put on an angry face and do a town hall where you're deadly serious the whole time. She put a stage like it's just weird what's going on, posing with like him in his coffin. It's fucking, are you crazy? Like, if anyone on the right saw someone on the left do that, they would never shut up about it. But everybody is so one-sided, like, oh, I can't criticize this because, it's my side. She's perfect. Don't ever criticize her. You're not allowed. Stop. I mean, that's suspicious to me that what everybody says about him. Like, and I'm basing this on recent clips I saw. And she's clearly not great at this. She's not great at these public appearances. Like, she comes off inauthentic, and even if she doesn't even mean to be, it does come off the wrong way. It comes off the exact opposite of what people should be seeing. I mean, maybe it's people telling her to do this. I don't know, but it's still. I mean, maybe she is doing all this to like not think about what happened. I mean, maybe. But like, and I even thought like maybe she's taking like antidepressant. Maybe she's taking something that like is making her not as upset, and that's why she looks like this. I don't know. Maybe she is going out more than she would normally because she is trying to just like push away those feelings, which is probably a pretty human thing to do. But like all this flashiness and all this stuff, it's I basically like agree with everything Tim Dillon said. Go look up his video. He does a better job than me. So this part of the town hall comes out of nowhere. I didn't watch the whole town hall, by the way, but like, yeah, I watched like probably half. And she comes off like a politician doing a campaign. That would be the only, like, I know she's heading TPUSA, which I wish they had different letters because I always think toilet paper now. TPUSA, more like toilet paper USA. I'm going to wipe my ass with that. Am I right, people? Am I right, people? Hey guys, I'm in a town hall. Hear how it's reverb? It's a town hall, guys. If we call it that, it means it's a town hall. It's not at all a scripted thing with scripted questions that we gave to the people in advance. I mean, it's the same thing as a political town hall. I don't get why do this, and why not wait like a year after or something, 6 months after it. It's been like 3 months. Well, almost 4 now, I guess, but like. So, here's this moment. They talk, okay, it makes sense to talk about political violence, but like, she just, she comes off really serious and angry in this one, and also like, I feel like, if she's really, genuinely this upset, like, yeah, she keeps crying in interviews. She did in the town hall, like, I feel like I can't say it's fake. Everybody's saying it's fake. I mean, she was crying, and she did in other interviews I saw. And I can't really claim that it's fake. And I don't feel good about saying she's faking crying or whatever. I mean, maybe if she's a psycho or something. But, like, just taking it on face value, you shouldn't be really doing this many public appearances and being kind of a mess like that. I understand that you would be a mess. It makes sense. But, like, that would kind of explain how she seems different in, like, every interview and, like, I don't know. Just giving the benefit of the doubt there. Like, that could be a reason, I guess, why she's coming off weird. Like, but then you have the whole, like, everybody mocking, deservedly so, mocking the pyrotechnics and all this stuff she's doing. But anyway, so here's town hall, and then this part comes up. Not this part, hold on.
Welcome back to our CBS News town hall with Erika Kirk. Bob Milgram is the father of Sarah Milgram. Sarah was fatally shot last May outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., alongside Yaron Lashinsky, her boyfriend. Sarah was just...
You know what? It's like, okay, you talked about political violence, but now you're Jewish, like racial violence? Why is it political? How is this a political act? I mean, yeah, it's obviously bad that someone got shot because they're, well, do we know it's because they're Jewish?
26 years old when she was killed. Bob, thank you so much for being
Why bring up this parent? Why do this? What is going on here? Like, is this anti-gun violence? Is this anti...
Hello, Erica. Just as our family
reading
cannot
something.
anticipate
This
the
is
pain we've been going through following the murder of our daughter Sarah, there is no way I can understand the pain that you and your children are going through as a
he's reading this, by the way.
result of Charlie's tragic death. Our daughter was killed because
Okay.
of anti-Semitism.
What does that have to do with Charlie Kirk? What? This is what I mean. Like, this kind of thing is happening over and over. Like, hey, don't criticize Israel. Hey, anti-Semitism.
Jews and hate against the Jewish homeland, Israel.
And why even this is literally a politician thing. Like, yeah, you would bring this up with a politician running for something. Like, hey, how are you going to address anti-Semitism or whatever the issue is? But, like, what does this have to do with anything about Charlie Kirk or Turning Point USA? And it's also weird because everybody's saying that he was starting to criticize Israel. And now you're doing this? Like, but I do think that's more the interviewer's thing. Like, she's Jewish, obviously, and makes everything about that, I think. I mean, imagine if I did, like, every video I did, I was just like, by the way, guys, stop anti-Semitism. Don't criticize anything Israel does, because that means you hate Jewish people. I don't, like, this interview makes this about this because she's Jewish. Like, people only really care about stuff that directly affects them. So Barry Weiss is going to make an anti-Jewish or a thing on anti-Semitism because she's Jewish. I mean, everybody is pretty predictable in that way. Like, But yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say about Erika Kirk. I mean, hopefully she's not acting. Hopefully things get back to normal. She starts to seem normal. Stop campaigning like you're doing a campaign. Like, why else? Like, what is? I know, I guess it's a political organization, but like, what a weird fucking town hall that was. Like, but speaking of weird and politicians, there was this like apparently a Somali fraud thing in Minnesota that Tim Walz is kind of sort of implicated in. I haven't really read up on it exactly. It's a $9 billion Somali fraud scandal. And apparently some independent journalists, this is what I was talking about. These are the only people, and Dave Smith was talking about this too, like nobody's actually doing journalism, and it comes down to like YouTube content creators are the only ones investigating anything. And that's why we even know about this. So he went to investigate. He just went to the day catch centers. And none of them had like children in them. And one had a misspelled sign, Leering Center, Learing. And, you know, I know it's shocking that a politician would be involved in any kind of fraud or anything. Like, that's shocking to hear. But I'm here to break the news, guys. You know, investigating for the new year, guys. 2026, it's time to bring the truth to light. This year. It's what Charlie would have wanted. What's going on with the fraud in Minnesota, guys? It sounds like Stranger Things or something. What's going on with the fraud in Minnesota? Aguyinhisroom looks at the story behind the headlines. Is Tim Walz implicated? Will anything get resolved? Will justice prevail? Stay tuned on this episode of Aguyinhis Crime Room. Well, don't worry, guys, because justice has prevailed, because JD Vance tweeted something about it. So that's pretty much all that happened now, you know? Like, I guess that's, if you want to be president or a politician, look how easy it is. I mean, anybody can do it. All you have to do is tweet and say you care about something. Yeah, see, people are catching on now, at least. Like it says here. That's Somali. This is the present picture of the president and JD Vance. It says, that Somali daycare fraud in Minnesota is pretty serious. We should probably tweet about it. And this shows JD Vance's tweet here, which is all they've done about it. What's happening in Minnesota is a microcosm of the immigration fraud. Vice president doing typos. That's a good sign. Politicians like it because they get power. Wait, a politician like you, JD? Welfare chiefs like it because they get rich, but it's a zero-sum game, and they're stealing both money and political power from Minnesotans. Yeah, all these people are saying, like, you're the vice president. Are you going to do something? All you do is tweet. I'm sick of nothing but tweets from this administration. Yeah, I mean, this is like a pretty... So, guys, like, think about all Trump has done this year, you know, because we're in a new year. We have a tweet from JD Vance about doing something. That's one thing that Trump did barely at the end of the year there. He visited Israel 1,000 times. He posed in photos with Netanyahu 1,000 times. So there we go, guys. Those are Trump's accomplishments, you know. Prices have maybe stayed the same. They haven't maybe gone up as much. Nothing has happened with Epstein. They kind of released stuff they just keep kind of releasing things randomly now. Like, who knows if they're AI generating. Hey, ChatGPT, can you make some Epstein files that look legitimate that we can put out so the our base stops talking about Epstein every single time we tweet something? So there we go, guys. Justice will prevail. But another thing I found out about the Somali stuff, Somali genital mutilation. So apparently, now you may get called racist for pointing this out. It's racist to talk about bad things other people do that aren't white. But here it says, genital mutilation in Somalia, harsh daily reality for many girls. It remains widespread in Somalia. Somalia has the highest rates of female genital mutilation in the world, with 99% of women and girls aged 15 to 49 having undergone the practice as of 2025. And there's a reference right there. Most girls experience it in childhood between 5 and 14, with many procedures carried out on those aged 10 to 14. And by the way, I did hear this from Adrienne Curry on YouTube. Just want to give credit because I didn't know about this before that. And she was talking about it. Like, I had no idea it was this common. Like, I've heard about Middle Eastern culture. Oh, God. Like I had a stroke or something. I've heard about Middle Eastern cultures doing this, but I thought it was like a rare, like only extreme religious sects doing it or something. No, 99%. And I know people would say like, well, what about
But what about circumcision? So it's okay because that's white people?
Yeah, it's not the same. They're not big fans of women over there, guys. I mean, I don't know. I know it's not. It's racist to point out when people that aren't white do things that are bad. Just like it's anti-Semitic to point out when Israel is annoying and needs. It's. God, and I'm so annoyed by the pro-Palestine protesters, yet they're not making it easy, the Israel people. I mean, we basically we're basically ruled by them. It's almost like a monarchy that rules the U.S. at this point. But anyway, yeah, like, so if you can't possibly ignore this, the culture is like 99%. That's not like, oh, but it's just a little bit, like, you can't, like, say it's all. No, that's, it says here it's, driven by social pressure, cultural traditions, and religious misconceptions. It's often seen as a rite of passage. So it's basically like, yeah, I guess it is like actually is more common than circumcision. They're driven by intense social pressure. See, that makes sense to me because a lot of people, I mean, God, the pandemic really woke me up. Although, there was the whole woke thing before that. But that really woke me up with how important social pressure is. Like, for a while, people have been like, freedom of speech. You can say it's not illegal. You can't say that it, No, social pressure makes people self-censor. And you're not even going to know about it. Like, that's why people are so shocked by the Trump win. Because people, like, from social pressure, people were not going to say they're going to vote for Trump or anything like that. And then you had the pandemic and, like, unbelievable just social pressure, propaganda. I mean, just the level of cowardice, like, not to mention the level of cowardice with the whole, like, T movement with child surgeries and stuff like that. Children being given hormones, no one speaking up about it, no one saying anything. And it was because they were afraid the doctors were afraid they'd lose their medical license. Nobody had any guts to do anything. It's social pressure, I actually think social pressure is the number one factor in anything. Like, it rules society, like, it's above everything. Why do you think people have a fear of public speaking, like, over dying? I mean, that's related to social pressure, like being ostracized, like people fear that more than anything ever. Like just people's friends knowing they didn't get the, vaccine or whatever the current thing is that everybody's doing. And you like nobody on the left, like if you're in a friend group on the left and they're all like left wing, they talk about how Trump sucks all the time. They talk about all the points that come up on social media. They would never talk about this Somali genital mutilation thing and that is done to every woman. And if they would try to just, well, that's the, you don't know what their culture, you can't judge or change it. They would just divert the subject, be like, yeah, but we did bad things to them, I guess. But that's social conformity. It's like everyone on the left doesn't talk about it. So no one's going to talk about it because you may be ostracized. Like you have a friend group that they're all progressive. They all think the same things. You're not going to start. One of those people in the friend group isn't going to just start talking about Somali genital mutilation. No one's going to step outside of those. But this is the kind of thing that shows like people actually don't really care. People on the left saying they care about women's issues and all this stuff, like the whole Me Too thing. But then this stuff comes up, right? They could have somebody like a Somali, they could see it happening. Like they could see like video of this kind of thing happening. They would not criticize it because they don't actually care. It's fake. Most people don't actually care about random people. Like they're not random women. Oh, I care about every woman. Like, well, if you're not going to criticize something like this because it's like a different culture, then you don't care. Like, if you're friends with somebody, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example, but say you're friends with, and you know somebody, a Somali woman, and she's like telling you about the story that she was generally, this happened to her. But if you're on the left, you're not gonna, well, oh, that's, but I don't know about the culture. I can't really comment. Like, that's probably all they would say. When, I just don't like, the more vocal someone is against like issues online, the less likely they are to be actually like defend you as a person. Like if a bunch of shit went down and like we went back to like people pillaging villages or something, the most progressive outspoken person that was like talking about Me Too and all this stuff, like he'd be the first to run away and hide if something really went down like that. If like everybody only talks about the issues that are popular to talk about too. Like on the right, we have this, like we're talking about this Somali fraud in Minnesota, okay? And Tim Walz, because he's an enemy of the right. It's cool to talk about on the right. But then if like, I don't know, like they're both kind of the same, like both sides, like as soon as like Trump started to act like Epstein wasn't an issue, you did have a lot of people going against that, and I was one of them, but then you had a lot of people just blanket defending him. Because it's not cool to talk about if you're still on the Trump train or whatever. Like, same thing on the left. Like, yeah, we're not going to talk about Biden. Maybe he had a Me Too thing almost happen to him when he first ran. And then that got just like shoved and no one talked about it anymore. Why? Because it's on their team. They're not going to talk about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody talks about things that are the in thing to complain about. Like, yeah, now when Me Too happened, everybody was suddenly like, we got to stop, yeah, stop, man, you're bad. Like, suddenly this is the most important thing to talk about. Why? Because it's like a trendy thing to talk about. Just, I don't know. I guess everybody already talks about selective outrage and all that kind of stuff, but That's what I was thinking recently. I guess I was trying to make the point of like, if you selectively care about things, like if you're ideologically driven, and like you will speak up about something, but if somebody like if somebody's skin color like matters about like you know, if you're on the left and like your level of being upset at a crime or a horrible thing goes up or down based on the perpetrator's skin color, you're a fraud. Like you don't actually have values to me. Like you're a coward also because you're like afraid of being called racist. And I mean, hey, everybody's cowardly in some way. I'm not going to say I'm like some awesome like super not a coward person, but like where's the outrage about this? Like Somali genital mutilation. Like all this talk about like Me Too, women, like why is this not in the New York Times, you know? And maybe it would be in some opinion piece, but that's about it. Like it says here, female genital mutilation causes devastating and often irreversible harm. That actually does sound like the child T treatment. If they get any kind of surgical intervention to become the other gender, that also is going to be devastating and often irreversible harm. The left doesn't talk about that either. They're just, where's the outrage on the left about all this? I mean, this is terrible. That is something that Bill Maher at least talks about, but he's like the only one on the left that even talks about it. Like the Middle East do not like women very much. They don't want them to drive. And we're just not going to talk about it. If you're on the left, you're like, nah, I don't want to be racist, so I can't, But white men, though. But Christianity, though. I mean, it's crazy. Even says here, legal frameworks in Somalia protect... Oh, never mind. I don't know. I'm so sick of it. I mean, that's basically a war mentality, like... Which it does seem like we're basically at that now, the left and right. The left laughing at Charlie Kirk's death, like... That's a war mentality when you see the enemy is not a human anymore. I mean, we're at that point. And I just don't like that mentality. And it's like, if the elite,
They want to divide us, then that's what they do. They want us to hate each other, guys. Come on, we have to come together.
It's the new year, guys. We got to come together. Most importantly, we have to stop antisemitism. You guys got to support Israel. If you see something, say something, guys. Okay? If you see something, say something. If you see anti-Semitism, say something. If you're in a store, I don't know why I keep saying if you're in a store, but if you're out in public, you see any, say something. That's the New Year message I want to express to everybody, guys. Get out there and stop. Support Israel. Most importantly, support Israel. In anything they do, like, we should be giving prizes to everyone over there every day, basically. Getting angry about Somalis doing fraud is racist, and you shouldn't do it either. And also, Trump, can't criticize Trump on the right, can't criticize anything on the left that goes against their beliefs. Anyway, have a good New Year, guys. Make sure you spread the good word that Israel is going to be on top again, and we're going to end anti-Semitism. That's what Charlie would have wanted. Most importantly, Charlie said, if I go, make sure that all we talk about is Israel from now on. I don't know if I agree with this Israel thing. Hey, what'd you say? There's nothing there though, guys. Don't think about it. Most importantly, hate Candace Owens, guys. Make sure you just hate her. Don't even, Now, like, I'm not, it's like the Nick Fuentes thing. It's like, look, yeah, I don't like Nick Fuentes. He's annoying to me. That's mainly why I don't like And I think he's astroturf and pushed out there. He's artificially promoted from, I don't know if he's of FBI or something. Candace Owens now, it's like, they're like, saying she's evil. Like, oh, this is like, stop. Like, don't listen to her. Like, you can't listen to her. It's like, yeah, if you want, like, she's like the #2 podcast now or something. It's like the crazy. Who would have thought that would have happened? The more you tell people to, like, this person dangerous, the more they look into it. I mean, that's common sense. It's like the Streisand effect or whatever. It backfired. Even if you guys are right and Candace Owens is evil, it backfired, Erika Kirk, just don't do 8 million interviews a day. You don't have to. I mean, is that the culture now where, like, you have to constantly be in public? Like, make sure, guys, if you lose a loved one, make sure you film yourself upset. I'm not even saying she's faking. I'm not saying she's faking it. I don't know. But why film yourself being upset? Why film yourself over the casket or whatever? And immediately selling his book or whatever. Like, what is that? Like, hey, by the way, we make sure to immediately promote his book that I guess is what's coming out. I don't know. I mean, it looks bad. It's just, why do people not have common sense anymore? What is Turning Point USA going to do about anti-Semitism? Are you going to stop people from not liking, we need to stop hate. It's the same thing as when they say stuff like that, Stop racism, guys. Like, it's so stupid. I mean, I get it's a message you want to spread. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not against racism. Okay, obviously. I mean, why do we only do that with racism and, like, bigotry or whatever? Like, stop hate, stop anti-Semitism. It's never like, stop murder. Because that goes without saying, but why do you need to say all the other things? Hey, guys, I just want to say on behalf of Aguyinhisroom Industries, stop murder, okay? And also, don't do it. If you're thinking about doing it, like I said a couple videos ago, don't. Don't jump off. Don't take the jump. Don't, Stop murder. Stop violence. I guess they've done, like, stop domestic violence. Stop murder. Stop traffic accidents, too. Like, why not just make everything a stop campaign? Hashtag stop running red lights, or stop cutting me off in traffic. Stop it. I see you out there. Stop standing in the way in grocery stores, guys. Stop it. End annoying people at grocery stores. End it. God, just run on every fucking annoying thing. Just everything. We have to make a stop delayed flights campaign. We have to stop everything bad. Stop fraud. That even would be stupid to do. Like, no shit. And it's the higher ups doing it. Just stop everything, guys. In the new year, stop everything.
Have a good new year, everybody. Stop being bad. Stop it.